Hi guys, so we're in my kitchen today. I told you I was going to show you how I make baby food. I went to the store yesterday and I picked up everything I need. I need to make Mia a lot of vegetables because she is eating 3 times a day now. She's doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the reason I am making baby food is because it is so much cheaper. I did the math this morning. Now, I'm going off of like if you buy those pouches because they're very convenient and very easy lately. She would go through 5 of those a day if I did not make baby food. So that is a lot of food. It actually, I've looked at them and the cheapest I found them, I actually got some at a discount store for 39 cents a pouch, which is great. But on sale, I see that it's about $1 a pouch. So if it's $1 a pouch, we would go through 5. So that's $5 a day. So for Mia, if I was to do a whole month of just pouches, it's $150 just in pouches. So today I have 3 pounds of sweet potatoes to cook for her, 2 pounds of carrots, and then I have 2 frozen bags. One is green beans and one's peas because I just find the frozen is much easier. I'm gonna make all that, and it came to a total of $5.32. Now granted, that is just vegetables, it's not the fruit. I have a ton of fruit made already. I think I've showed you guys in a couple vlogs. I'm gonna show you what my freezer looks like now, what I have for her. I still would not spend this much if with everything I made. I still maybe only spent $10 for all the food that we have in there and what I have today. So I'm going to show you what I have, how I do it, the tools I use. I do it very simple. This is my 3rd baby, so I've done this a few times. I have her down for a nap. She just went down, so I'm going to start now. Hopefully she'll nap through the whole thing. I would say if I took like an hour maybe to make all the baby food for a month, it's probably about right. So I'm not actually sure how much all of this, because I don't usually do all of this at once. I'm not sure how much it is going to make. We'll see at the end, but it's really not a hard process. I find it very easy. I do it very simple. I'm going to show you my simple ways to do it, and it just saves us so much money. Okay, so I have all of these tools out to use. I have a big pot. I'm going to make the carrots in here. I'm going to peel them, cut them, put them in here and boil them. Then the sweet potatoes I'm going to cut, peel them, and I'm going to actually use my crock pot. This is like an Instapot, but this is the crock pot one, and it has a steam button, which does awesome, so I'm going to use that. I have my measuring cup out. This is more for afterwards when I puree, which I make the purees in this food processor. This is just a super old one. I actually never had one until we moved down here. My mother-in-law was cleaning out her house, and she had 2, so she gave me one. So this is super old, but it works perfectly fine. I make all the purees in here, but you usually pour some water in to make it a little thinner, so I will use the water from that I used to boil them. So like the sweet potatoes, when I'm mixing this in here, you know, chopping it, I'll use some of the water in there to mix it down. Here are the peas and the green beans, and then the carrots and the sweet potatoes. I am actually going to be mixing the green beans and sweet potatoes in with the carrots and the peas, like when I do them, because Mia does not like it separate. She likes them together, which is fine. So I'm going to mix them in, so hopefully she'll eat it better. These are what I use to freeze. These are just, these are the Biba brand. They make a good size. This little cup is 1 meal for her of veggies, and then usually I'll do a little fruit on the side. But these you can put right in the freezer. They're dishwasher safe. I picked these up if you saw my last little grocery haul, which I think is going to be the video right before this. I picked these up at the dollar store. There were 4 of them. It has 1 cup in here, but the size it is, I bet you this would be like 3 meals for Mia. So I'm going to put them in there and freeze, because then it's like I could just take one out and let it defrost and then just scoop out for each day. So that'll be great. And then here is what I do in my freezer. Once they are frozen, I will put them in here. Make sure you have room to put it in here. Once they're frozen, which takes about probably 8 hours to freeze in those little container, the little cup containers, I will pop them out and put them in a bag. So these are right here, are all bananas. This is fruit. This is, what is it? Peaches and pears. And then these are all apples. I think I showed you in my vlog that my apples were about to turn, so I made more applesauce. And then this is all the fruit. So, or not the fruit, these are the veggies. So I just separate the fruit and the veggies. It was just, I made a lot of bananas that day and I made a lot of apples, so they're separate. But as you can see, I've got the peas and the sweet potatoes, or the peas and the green beans separate, but then what I'm doing is when I'm defrosting it, I'm ending up having to mix them together. This is actually the one I did last night. There was 2 in there, and then I just cut them in half and mixed it. You can't really tell. So it's kind of frustrating. So I was like, you know what? Since I know she would prefer to eat them together, I'm just going to, when I put them in frozen, I'm going to put them together so I don't have to then cut them, and it'll make life a lot easier. So this is how I do it. It's not that difficult. I make it super, super easy. So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna start by peeling and cutting the sweet potatoes and the carrots and getting them in the pots and get them boiling. All right, guys, so these are starting to boil. The carrots are boiling. That is steaming away in there. And I am actually going to put these in the microwave and start cooking these. These are both 12 ounces each. And while this has been cooking, I have been dealing with this pile of crap I've needed to file away. So multitask. I started doing everything at 8:35. That's when I started cutting. Show you when we're done. Okay, so my carrots are done, and actually the sweet potatoes have like 3 minutes. So I'm going to do the peas and carrots first. This whole bag of peas is not fitting in here right now, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shred it. I'm gonna I'm gonna puree it a little bit and then put more peas in, because I'm gonna do peas and carrots and then the green beans and sweet potatoes. So I just put it all in here. I'm gonna mix a little bit, and then I'll add some water as needed. And I just use my cup, and I will use the water from the carrots, and I just pour it in the top, which is great. So we're gonna get that going. So I have the peas and carrots done. I definitely put way too much in here. That was my fault. But all I did was, as it got fuller, I just kind of would shut it off and then like just smush it around a little bit like this, just to make sure it all got in. And I probably, this was up to 2 cups, and I used, that's probably like a cup and a half. So that's not too bad. And the great thing is with this, oh, I put the lid away already. But as it got lower, I actually just poured the peas in there. It was awesome. So I have had to stop a couple times though, mind you, because somebody just woke up from her nap. Yeah. But she slept for an hour. I can't really complain. And my mom called, so I was talking to her for like 15 minutes. So it is exactly 1 hour since I started. Granted, everything is cooked. The sweet potatoes are done. Let them cool a little bit. I'm going to start portioning this into containers, and then I'll get to the sweet potatoes and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so here is what those peas and carrots all made. So that was 2 pounds of carrots and then the 12 ounces of peas, and it's made, these will be at least 3 meals. So we want 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 meals. And that was for like $2.20. So that's really good. And now I'm just moving on to the sweet potatoes. I actually was smart this time. I only did half of the bag of green beans, and then I did half of the sweet potatoes, and I'm gonna mix that first, portion it, and then I'll do the rest of it. All right, so it is all done. I done all the sweet potatoes and green beans. I ended up not having, ooh, not focusing for a second. I didn't realize it, but because there was 3 pounds of sweet potatoes and there's only 2 pounds of carrots, I ended up with a little more. So I ended up using these 2 little, I think these are like cup containers. So they're pretty much the same size as this, and I will freeze them like this, and it'll be a couple meals. So total, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 6. So I made 31 meals for $5, where that would have cost me like $31. So I saved a ton of money. It did take me, let's see, it is exactly 10 o'clock. So it took me 1 hour and 25 minutes. Now, mind you, I did have a fussy butt in there who woke up from her nap. So I had to go get her and change her. Hi. I had a 15-minute phone call with my mom. And Robert went to the bathroom, so I had to go wipe someone's bum, right? So that's still not bad, right? And I did have a lot of time in there where it was cooking, so I was multitasking. So it does not take long, as you can see. Had I not had those little distractions, I would have been able to do it quicker. But hey, you're a mom, it happens. But this is what I did. I am so excited. So I'm gonna let these cool for a little bit. Then I will put the covers on and put them in the freezer. And yeah, so now I have 31 meals that are all ready to go for Mia, and it took me a little over an hour, which is not bad. And like I said, it could have taken me less time. But hey, mom life. Now I've got to clean up the aftermath. I must say though, I did not enjoy making the sweet potatoes in the pressure cooker. I did not enjoy that. So I probably won't do that again, but maybe next time I'll just do the carrots or something else. I might have done it wrong. I'm gonna have to read the directions again, but I think I might have did it wrong. But now this is all done. I'm gonna clean up and we'll be all done and we'll have food for a while, huh? Yes, we will. Can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye.